Everyone, how are you? For all you new watchers, I am Yesenia.
And I'm Sam.
And this is ONT Now. Today we have a very special guest, ONT alum Anthony Vasquez.
Hi, Anthony.
Hi.
Thank you, Anthony, for joining us.
Glad to be here, fellas and lady.
Cool. So, like, how long ago has it been? I swear, because I'm bad with times. Like, it's been a while, right? When you first started.
It's definitely been a few years.
Yeah.
Started off doing some correspondence work when ONT was a print medium.
Sure.
So
Yeah.
I know. See, you guys have moved into the new century.
Yeah, well, I know I wasn't
Century.
really part of
19 years
ONT
late.
then. I worked more because, we were closely with the alderman's office, but I remember working with you as far as like the festivals and things like that too. You were a little involved with the festivals that took place in the area.
Yeah, not as deeply. Just kind of lended myself as a helping hand when things
Yeah.
were needed.
Definitely
Some
all hands
summer
on
fests. Yeah, I was there for a couple of years, I think.
Yeah.
Cool. So good to have you back. And maybe we can kind of dig up some old stories or something that you wrote, kind of let people know some of the things that you did before. But so what do you think about this, us venturing into this, as you said, finally into the century, only 2 decades late?
Just a little late.
Yeah, I mean, and it's good to be right behind the 8 ball, I guess.
Yeah.
I think it's a good idea. I think a lot of people are consuming their media in different forms, and
Sure.
this makes sense.
Yes. I am very excited because, yes, you're right. We're a little bit behind, but here in the area, surprisingly, it hasn't been done.
Yeah.
So now people are starting to follow along and start their things. But I'm actually really excited that we were able to introduce it to the community because it is something that's new to the area.
Sure. Yeah. And, for me anyway, right, because you talk about competition or whatever. I know some people think competition is a bad word, but I think it's great. I think it's great that more organizations, more groups and people are doing live videos, starting to
Yes.
do some interviews. So it's good. I mean, and again, it sometimes you just need to be that first group that kind of gets through and makes mistakes and things like that. Obviously, we've never been one to
Not make mistakes.
to be mistake free. Yeah.
Not make
So,
mistakes.
but
It's
yeah.
the same thing with like the festivals, which I think is awesome. Is that that was the whole point, is to start the festivals and hope that somebody takes ownership and starts doing it on their own. And how many festivals do we have now
Right.
because of the Southeast Side Summer Fest that we used to do? So I think it's great. I'm excited about what's moving forward. We have a lot of plans for this year
Right.
with our web series and our casting calls that we're going to be doing. I'm super excited.
What's the web series?
Well, there's a couple that we're working on, but one of the ones that we've been working on for years, actually, and we had to put a hold on it, is a web series that has to do it's a little bit about the politics and a little bit about the funny side of
Yeah.
the
Well,
political world.
like a night court, like what was the show that
The one that I
you're kind of making
Showing
fun
your
of.
age.
The Veep. Well, Veep.
Yeah,
Veep.
no
Remember?
doubt.
I
Yes.
love the show Veep.
I don't know
and
where
that's-
night court came from. That's what it just popped up. Okay, Veep. So right, so
Yes.
so like a
Right.
functioning. Thank you. So like a
Yeah.
functioning. So this is gonna be. It's only a decade, bro. One day. 10 years from now, if you're lucky.
I don't
but,
think Night Court was in.
No. Decade between.
Oh, you and I?
Yeah. So night court. I don't know why I said that.
Hey,
At all.
It's okay.
But yeah,
I
so
don't
like
even
a
know
like
what
a
it is.
show kind of
Yeah.
talking about daily things, funny things.
go along
You
with
see
it.
you see a lot of different stuff. But what are you doing these days, Anthony? What's going on with you? Like what do you want to bring to this new medium that we're introducing now?
I think I like the idea of having conversations with you guys, old friends, and whatever topic du jour comes up. But I would like to get back into some writing. So I think if this
Nice.
spawns something that maybe merits a deeper dive, then maybe I could put something together and we can put it out the old-fashioned readable way.
yes.
For sure,
That's
yeah.
awesome. I think
For
that's
sure.
great.
It's one of the things that we definitely been talking about, trying to get into at least. And whether or not we actually print and distribute the way we used to do, doesn't mean that we can't have more legit, just straight writing, straight
Or like a blog.
articles, blogs, opinions, whatever
Maybe
it
about
is.
Night Court, who knows?
Night Court, yeah. Or how far, like
Well, it's
how
like-
old.
Let's
people-
count how many of the cast members of Night Court have passed away.
How many?
I don't know. It's a couple
Start
at
counting?
least.
No.
It'd be good if
Richard
you did.
Mall.
No. See, I don't.
So what is your style of writing?
Yeah.
I noticed, I've read a couple of things that you put out there just because I see it. So I know that you're very opinionated. you know?
I'm not.
So is it more like, would you have like a editorial column,
Maybe. I mean, I guess it depends on the subject matter. I would
But
hope
what
to
gets you
be
going?
Objective. I mean, honestly, just anything creative. So I think one of my favorite things that I did, and maybe we could link to this, but it was an interview or an article based on an interview that I had with Kojak.
Okay.
Oh, nice.
That was probably one of the best things I've ever written, honestly. And he's one of my favorite people, great musician.
And since we're talking about Kojak, we're not talking about an old television show again, right? We're talking about the local musician, right? You didn't do a write-up on an old TV show, right?
No, I don't think I've ever actually seen an episode of the old TV show.
I didn't even know there was a TV
That's a
show.
little before my time.
Yeah. No, but you know what? Thanks for reminding me about that, Anthony. You actually did write that feature story that we did in the entertainment section. I know we were trying to do an entertainment section. Actually, for me personally, that's one of the things that I'm a little bit more proud of too, because in our drive to do what we do, we always wanted to give artists, organizations, individuals, lack of a better word, a little more play than maybe they would get in any other publication. And I felt very good about that one. So talk a little bit more about that story, about your, how it came about and what you. By the way, Corey Kojak Cahill, right?
Yeah.
He's who we're talking about. He was our second year Battle of the Bands winner. And prior to that, he actually, that's when he kind of kicked into having a live band with him,
Yes.
which was a great change of pace for what he was doing. But yeah, talk a little bit about that experience that you had
Which,
for that.
by the way, I'm sorry to interrupt, but he is actually who let us use his music for our intro for this podcast.
There we
So
go. Full
thank
circle.
you again, Kojak. That is so awesome.
Thank you.
again for letting
And remember,
us
they had
do that.
they had a copy of that write up, the cover in his video. Here we go again. I remember it was at the
Yes.
end when they were the hangover scene with all the bottles and everything. That's a great
So-
It
little
might be
thing.
somewhere in that video.
So your
Yeah.
article,
I think the article was prompted by his Battle of the Bands win, but it's interesting is that I had heard his music, I had heard the name thrown around. I think we had some mutual friends in the neighborhood, but I'd never actually met him.
Yeah.
So given the assignment from ONT, reached out, arranged a meeting. We met up at a bar, and I don't drink, but let him have a couple drinks, and just got to talking, and we just discussed everything from his his influences to his structure and what he was hoping to accomplish, and he's just a very passionate musician, and I think that's the biggest takeaway I took from it. And one of the things I'm most proud of is that they're very passionate, creative people in our neighborhood,
oh yeah, for sure.
which is often viewed as kind of, if it's viewed, because it's so separated, and when you tell people you live out east and they give you an idea of where, I'm like, no, east,
Yes.
so we're further east, but it's all old steel mills and just very industrial, but there's a vibrant community here.
There is, and that's exactly why I'm so proud of being a part of all of this, and I'm so proud that you guys let me be a part of the Battle of the Bands and the Summerfest because of that reason. The first time that I had heard Kojak perform at all was with Free Agents, who was the first winner
Yeah.
of the Battle of the Bands, and actually George, who's part of Free Agents, NASA. He also let us use his music for some of our promos that we've done with ONT. Thank you, NASA,
Yes.
for that as well.
Good guys, all of them.
Yes, and
Talented. Good music.
the talent and the beautiful music that they make, and it's so awesome. And I'm so proud to say that I know them now.
Yeah.
And it's something that we want to continue doing. And again, we're going to be doing the casting calls this year for a couple more shows that we have going on. And it's just, again, promoting these kids, promoting these teens that need somebody to come see them. The talent is here. It's just somebody noticing them.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm glad that we have the people that are putting out their stories, articles about our musician and our talent here in our neighborhood.
Right. And it's one of the main reasons why we have Anthony here with us today. By the way, thanks for being here again, Anthony, and offering your services, because we'd like a fresh perspective. We want people to see that it's not just the same people always giving information to the community. It's a good different way of looking at things sometimes, and again, make fun of the decade difference, but you have a different perspective on things, and there's a lot of people who would like to hear a point of view from somebody who's one of their peers, so much appreciated, and looking very forward to what you're going to bring to the table with whatever we do, whether it's print or we're going to do some more of these kind of one-on-one type interviews and things like that with you, just to talk about some of the things that are going on, get your perspective, and hopefully people can start engaging us a little bit. Let us know if you like what we're doing and what subjects we're talking about. Do you think we're talking about something too little or too much, or whatever the case may be? Maybe not enough.
What do you want us to talk about?
Yeah, right. What do you want us to talk about?
So actually, speaking about different topics that people want us to talk about, somebody actually just messaged me about what do we think about the escape room that's coming into Whiting. And I think that is so awesome because we were just talking about doing one of those with our team, our ONT team.
Exactly.
It's a terrible idea.
No, I think that's so awesome. I think that it builds. Okay, so I did it with my family, and surprisingly, because I don't know if you noticed. I don't know if you noticed that I like to talk. And I tend to sometimes take over things. So I have a lot of
as we move.
No, I'm just saying it happens. But anyway, so I think that it helped us. It's just a fun activity to do with a group of people.
Did you do this before or after the holidays?
It was before.
Before? And,
yes.
And then you guys didn't have Christmas dinner together?
No, well, what happened? It was actually last year, so it was great. It was a year to recover, and we get along now.
Yeah, I mean, even if for no other practical use or practical application of something like that, because when we were talking about is if we're going to start developing local talent that act. That's just something else to do, because even those little the players in those escape room shows, whatever you want to call it, those are actors, right? I mean, those people
the escape rooms. Have you done those before?
No, but I mean, we had so there was
the
one
murder mystery, no?
Well, the murder mystery for sure, but there was an escape room that was right outside of the Van Buren metro station on Van Buren and Michigan, and so every time I would come out and I saw that it was an escape room, and every now and then when I was leaving, I would see that there was a show happening, and there was people in there acting. There was like somebody in a lab coat, because for instance, if you're escaping from something, you're trying to make it into a world, right? And it takes somebody who kind of wants to at least be an actor, right? So anyway, just like things like that, I think would be good uses of finding other opportunities for talent. People who just want to be silly in front of, acting. What do you think about something like that? If you think you would
I feel like if I were trapped in a room with the two of you and there's decisions being made, there'd be issues.
Well, that'd be cool to see how would we get out. Like if
I just listen to everything that I say and we'll figure it out. And then that's usually what happens. Or Yesenia,
this guy's like he and I are alike in a lot of ways, and it's going to be fun seeing who's going to.
Well, the fact that me and Sam have not killed each other yet on this show, I think just goes that we've grown a lot.
Right.
Just saying.
Well, you have to learn how to work with different people and different personalities.
Yes, you do. Especially when there's a lot of hands in the pot.
Yeah,
you got to know how to.
Yeah. So at least it speaks to something, and you've known us from a while ago, so I do appreciate you being back. So at least you feel like we've got something here to where we can still work together a little bit. Yeah. It's not like It's not like you didn't pick up the phone and say, "I can't stand these guys." So thanks for being here. I like this guy, by the way. Always have. So I do look forward to seeing what you can bring, Anthony, and I hope you look at it as an opportunity to kind of grow wherever you're trying to do too. I know you do a lot of writing and stuff online. Just kind of keeping people engaged in different topics. So I'm looking forward to see what what you'd like to talk about, what you want to bring.
I look forward to seeing your 10-year challenge Facebook post.
No, it's not going to happen. People are still waiting for my ice bucket challenge. I did not do that either. I got invited. I did it. I just
want to see what you looked like when you were watching Night Court.
I want to see that too.
I don't even know if I've ever watched Night Court.
You know what I should do?
I couldn't think of any other show.
I think I'm going to do
That's the one you pick?
Yeah, so.
I don't even know what it's is it like a news one?
It's like a courtroom.
It was just people
court.
At a job.
Gotcha. Okay.
And to be clear, the only reason I know the show is because I used to watch it with my grandmother on Nick at Night. So
oh my God.
That's probably I watched reruns too.
Thank you so much for joining us again today. You guys have a great day.
Probably I'm getting invited
back.
This is
one team
now.
No,
this is going to be good. Thanks again.
We go again.